I'll be over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I ask myself, what am I doing here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hello. I have no plan, just a live chat with me. Hi. I don't really wave. Is that a new feature, wave? I don't really have a plan. I did my makeup earlier, literally in like 3 minutes before I had to take my son shopping. So can't really do makeup because I have a semi face on. Hi. But I haven't went live in so long. Everybody's like, I miss you, go live. You know, we miss you. And I get it. I feel terrible. I haven't been able to do my lives. I haven't been able to post regular content. I haven't been able to put anything on my channel. So here I am. Let's chat. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get on. A couple of people that really want to be here. So we'll just hang out a minute. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. No plan or prep for this video, just me in mommy mode. Mommy clean mode. Yay. If you guys aren't already, follow me on Snapchat. It's fun. I kind of just let myself go on Snapchat. I think everybody does. And I do have a YouTube channel. I think I have 91 subscribers, which I am so thankful for. So if you guys want to subscribe, I would be so thankful. I've gotten to the point where I've realized as a mother of 4 who has a purpose, and I am OCD and I know my potential, but I have to like take a step back and let go of the perfection I know I can create and put out less than perfect, you know what I mean, work, because I have no choice. It's part of being a mom, which is what I was struggling with so bad for a long time, because it was like I never had enough time to edit my videos, or I felt like it wasn't good enough to my standards. So I told a couple, hi! I told some people prior to this that my new way of moving forward is my Beauty is My Vice family. I call you family because I truly believe that you are my family. Family loves family. Family accepts family. Family doesn't judge family. Family forgives family. So I'm going to move forward even though I know that the whole world is not my family. But I'm going to pretend they are so that I can put myself out there and content out there and stuff on my channel on a more regular basis, not worrying about if it's perfect or if I messed up or how I look or how I feel or if I'm having a bad day. I'm just gonna throw it all out there and so be it. Because with my lifestyle, I don't really have a choice, and my whole the whole reason I started my platform, well, there's a whole bunch of reasons I started my platform, but I got to the point where I was at a really, really, really difficult point in my life. Sorry, I still have the sniffles. I was at a really, 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 really difficult part in my life. And, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So as stay-at-home moms, normally the only outlet we have, the way that we can communicate with others, family, friends, etc., is social media. So when we have some free time, where do we go? Social media, right? And I was struggling so badly with so many things. I had come out of an extremely abusive marriage. I had gone through 2 extremely high-risk pregnancies, and I had, you know, due to a previous child that I had die, and I mean, all these things, like, just, it was too much for one person, any person in this world to handle, and yet I was still trying to live my life, be pregnant, take care of kids, and I had nobody to relate to. Nobody. And I would get on social media every day and see fake people pretending every day to be perfect. Fake, pretending to be perfect. Fake, pretending to be perfect. Fake. And I got to the point where I was just like even the thought of social media, like, made me cringe, you know, because it's like, there are so many people out there who have experienced so many things that they could share and help share and affect the lives of others and impact others in ways that, you know, I personally have no idea how I've impacted, you know, some of you. You've tried to tell me, but I'll never truly know. And, you know, so I got to the point where I was like, you know what? And it wasn't just like that. It was a calling. Like, I got to the point where I was at a point in my life where it was like, I felt so down in the dumps. Like, what's the point? I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. You know, that whole kind of thing. And I kind of like was at make or break. And I was like, God, just help me. Tell me, what do? I just can't, I can't continue living this way. And this is where he put me, here with all of you. And he kind of gave me a vision of how to, where to, what and why, and all of that. And it made perfect sense to me, because everybody's willing to put perfect out there. Everyone's willing to share the pretty picture, but they're never willing to share what's really going on. And, you know, it's great to share the pretty, but the ugly is the most important part of life, because the ugly is what makes us more pretty, not physically. The ugly makes us more beautiful. Overcoming all of the ugly, all of the struggles. And we're supposed to be here to help and love and encourage and support one another. But instead, we all pretend and fake it and act like we're all perfect. And it's a bunch of BS, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was done. I was like, everybody's going to hate me for this. They're going to think I'm an absolute nut job, but I'm doing it anyway. And that's exactly what happened. In the beginning, I had no support. All my original Facebook friends were like, WTF. And to this day, they don't, there's a few, very, very, very few people that I actually know support me. My parents support me. My sister's supportive of whatever I do, but she never looks at any of my work, or, you know what I mean? My brother, not in the picture. So, like, I don't have a support group behind me being like, yay, April, this is great, you know? Like, you know, my friends didn't jump in and be like, I think this is so cool that you tried to, you know, like, you just decided to share your heart with the world and try to inspire others. No, nobody did that. So I had to continue moving forward every day, being judged, overly judged, like, what the heck's this girl doing? Like, by all the people who knew me. And continue to move forward because, you know, they couldn't see the big picture. I see the big picture. And I know that, like, long term, one day, they will too. And, you know, it's been a year now since I started. And a few have come around. You know, but I guess what I'm trying to say, like, as a mother, I had been a mother for well over a decade. That includes raising my stepdaughter. So my life consisted of none other than caring for children. 100% selfless. I never went out, like, ever. I never went to the bar. I turned 21. I never went to the bar. Ever. Not once. Why? Because I had my stepdaughter 24/7. And I was in a really abusive marriage, so I had no love or support from him. So it was basically just me and my stepdaughter. And then I get pregnant. My first son comes along and dies. My whole life is crushed. Still, what kept me alive? Stepdaughter. But then as I moved forward, I got away from the abuse. Like, just being a mom in and of itself is incredible. Trust me. I mean, I lost a child. My baby died. And then I was gifted with 4 perfect, beautiful children. Not that Colin wasn't perfect. He was. I was blessed with 5 perfect, beautiful children, but only 4 are living. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, when you're a mom for a full decade, completely selfless, living a life that's not anything about or for you, only for your children, you begin to feel like you lose yourself. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you want. You don't know how you feel. You don't know, like, who am I? I'm a person? I have feelings? My feelings matter? What? Do you know what I mean? So, like, I want to encourage and remind all of you that, yes, you're a person. Yes, you matter. Yes, you have a purpose outside of being a mother. Yes, you can be a mother and follow your purpose and not feel bad about it. Like, in the beginning, of course, anything new is a struggle, especially if you're going to take on something so big like I did. And your family is gonna, like, not only do you have to suffer the consequences and the hardships, your family has to suffer the consequences and the hardships too. And with that comes guilt. But long term is where the rewards come in, because you worked your butt off and you did what you knew you were supposed to do. And as long as you do and follow, you know, in God's footsteps, so to speak, and live with your heart, you will succeed eventually. I mean, I'm succeeding. You can do the same. You know what I mean? I haven't had a time to look at your comments. No one supporting me. At first, it really hurt, but now it doesn't affect me at all. At all. Like, I'm like, you know what? I know that you're not, okay. It would hurt really bad if I was trying and not succeeding at all, and I had no support from my actual real friends and family. But because I am succeeding, slowly, but I'm succeeding, it makes me feel like they're not supporting me because for like selfish reasons. Like, they're not supporting me because they were like, you know, either jealous or don't want to see me succeed. Seeing me succeed makes them feel insecure or insignificant or But that's not, like, I'm here to make you feel better about yourself. Not, like, insecure about yourself, but I feel like people who actually know me know me. And it's really sad, but statistically true. People who know you, the ones that you consider your best friends, the people you think you're closest to, that you can trust, will turn on you and are a lot of the times the people who want you to succeed the least. Do you know what I mean? So crazy, but it's true. What, Jade? Okay, go down and talk to Daddy. I'm on live. So I think of it like this. Like, you know, I don't take offense to it. I don't get mad at any of them. I've decided that, like, society is so messed up. Society is so messed up. So I just tell myself that it's not their fault, that they are the way they are, because, you know, I used to be judgmental. I used to be, you know, because I was so miserable and so heartbroken, I was judgmental. I was not, like, I mean, I was always the sweetest, kindest person in the whole wide world, but in my head, I had thoughts I shouldn't have had. Like, I would secretively think and judge people with no cause or reason. You know what I mean? I would, like, see somebody at the market and walk away and, like, judge them. But, like, all of that has changed. It's been, what, 2 years, I'd say, that, like, I don't judge anyone ever under any circumstances, which is really important. I feel you cannot be an influencer, well, a good influencer, a true, like, hearted influencer in any way if you are someone who judges others. But it's like in our nature, and society has taught us to judge other people for no reason. Like, you know, you see somebody on the street that's homeless, you're going to think they're a drug addict, or just like all these, like, things that have been put in our heads that aren't true. I mean, this guy could be a great person that lost his job and his wife kicked him out, or who knows? Doesn't mean he's a drug addict and a loser. He's probably an amazing person. It's not always the case, but I always think of everyone in best case scenario until they prove me or show otherwise, and then I'll make a decision if I have cause. You know what I mean? I'll have to read your comments once I am done, because I can't, like, read and then talk, because then I get so confused. But people who judge other people are miserable. They're sad. They're confused. And I don't have any, like, harsh feelings towards those people. Like, when people leave really mean comments on my content or my work, you know, if anything, I want to help them. I don't get angry. You know, somebody says, you're ugly, you're stupid. You know, just whatever it is they say, I don't take it to heart. I don't let it hurt my feelings. I feel saddened that they are at such a low place in their life that not only are they thinking it, but they're saying it out loud. Because I was at a point in my life where I was so low, where I would think things, but I never once, because, I mean, I'm a good person. Good people don't think those things, but I did at the time. I was still a good person, and I meant well, but I was just messed up, and I was part of society. You know, I tried to look good and, you know, do all the things that all the people on Facebook and social media, all the things that I now hate. I tried to fit in. I wanted to fit in. I wanted everybody to like me. And now I stand out, which gives everybody cause to judge me. I never wanted anybody to judge me. I just wanted to be perfect and fit in with everybody, and I didn't want attention drawn to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I just tried so hard to fit in and do all the right things, but all the right things were all the wrong things. But what I'm trying to say is the people who are so in such a bad place that they're not just thinking it, but they're saying it, you got to know that something's really wrong. Maybe they're being abused. Maybe they were sexually abused as a child. Maybe they're in an abusive relationship where their husband beats them every night. Maybe they're just, maybe they're suicidal. Maybe they're on drugs. Maybe they're mentally ill and have no help or are trying to self-medicate. There are so many, reasons why people get in these positions, and they see someone who's happy and beautiful and spreading light, and that light, just the thought of the light and the happiness and the good, breaks them because they want it so badly. It's not because they don't like you. They love your work. They love what they're looking at. That's why they say they hate you. Do you understand? So, you really can't even be angry with these people because it's just too sad. You know what I mean? Right. And there's a reason for it. So when I get hate, I normally respond with, I love you. And sometimes I don't, because I feel like that maybe will egg them on to get more mad. But I try to respond in a way that gives them some sort of hope, or I'm sorry you feel that way because I love you. I hate to hear you say that, but I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry you feel that way. Is there something that I could do better? Just tell me. I just try to respond in a way that makes them feel like I read your message and I'm still here. I have not disregarded you. I have not deleted your message. I didn't block you. I don't dislike you. I have not judged you. Because you matter. Because these people need to know that they matter. And they're going about it in all the wrong ways. I can't imagine what it feels like to be one of those people that have gotten to the point where they literally spread the hate. And I feel like social media for people like that is the perfect place, because they don't have to look at you in the face and say, you're ugly, you're disgusting, and I hate you. They can just type it, and that's, how easy is that? They just got to get it all out. They lash out at other people, and they don't have to deal with the consequences because it's social media. So ignore the hate. Ignore the people who don't support you in whatever it is that you're doing. And if you're ever succeeding at something and you're excited and you're proud of yourself, and you think that other people are going to feel the same way for you, do not be disappointed when they don't. Especially if it's something big. I mean, normally when you announce that you're having a baby, everybody will be like, woohoo! But if you're going to announce something like, I decided to, share life, love, and beauty, and my account's succeeding, and my reach has hit millions, and everything's great, I'm not going to get congratulations, you're doing great, yay. I'm going to get why? But I just keep going and I keep sharing, because I hope that one day they realize I'm not sharing it because I'm bragging. I'm sharing it because I'm just an average stay-at-home mom, just like all the other people on my Facebook page. I probably have, what, 300 stay-at-home moms or moms. I'm showing you to prove that you can, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, it's supposed to be inspiration. Look, I had nothing a year ago, and look what I did. You can do it too. You know what I mean? I just want people to know that, you know, think about it this way. Like, your kids are gonna, like, it's so hard because you got to keep the house clean, and then being a stay-at-home mom, it's like non-stop with the kids, but you want those special moments with the kids. You never want to miss those moments with the kids, but you got all these other responsibilities, just duties as a mother. And then you add on this kind of work, which is a ton of time, pressure, and stress. So, I mean, that's the biggest and hardest thing for me, is because I feel like, you know, is it worth it? Because I'm never going to get this time back. Like, when Asher's a baby and Malachi's a toddler, and my other two are growing up so fast. But at the same time, I validate it by, you know, telling myself how much I would regret it if I didn't do it. You know, like, had I not begun all of this, like, I would not feel like I was my own human and my own person. I have to feel like I have a meaning and a purpose outside of being a mom. And then one day my kids are going to grow up and they're going to move out of the house. And had I not started something for me, then what would I do? I would sit at home and cry all day. You know what I mean? Scrub the floor with a toothbrush, because I would be going nuts. Because when you have 4 kids, it's like non-stop. And then one day everything's going to stop. So I feel like it's so important that when that day comes, I have prepared a, you know, prepared something big and meaningful, and that, you know, that I can dedicate to fully every day. That I'm like, you know, you're 100% passionate about raising your children. And I wanted to create something that I was just as passionate about, so that when they grow up, hopefully this will all still be here. So I have this and can continue on with it, rather than being left with kids who are in college who hardly ever call me. You know what I mean? Like, think about it that way. What are you going to do when your kids move out? You know, like, try to think about your future a little bit now, so that you won't be heartbroken later. And I look at my mother, and she is another huge reason why I do everything that I do, because my mom was the best mom. Both of my parents couldn't have asked for better parents, but she was 150% mom. And once we went to school, she was 150% mom and work. And she's such a good mom that she had to teach, so that she was only gone when we were gone. You know what I mean? So she was a teacher, so she would teach, we would go to school. She was 100% perfect, but like, teaching wasn't her passion. She just did that for us so that she could have summers off, evenings off, and so on and so forth. Holidays off, all that. But she never, ever once, like, followed or found a purpose or a passion or something that, like, fulfilled her in that way. And once we got to the point where we grew up and moved out, she just kind of fell apart, you know, like. And I feel like my mom is just such a sad lost cause. Like, she's always there for me. I mean, obviously, because, like, I am her life, her kids are her life. But my 2 siblings are geniuses, so they both have their tenure, which means they're professors at colleges. They don't live here. They're always busy, making a lot of money, And then there's me, who still lives here with 4 kids. So she gets to spend a lot of time with me and her grandkids, but like on a day-to-day basis. And now she's retired. She has all this time and no purpose, nothing to do with herself. So like when all her kids moved out, she just kind of plummeted. She got really like depressed, and like, you know, your mom is supposed to, even as you grow into an adult, like inspire you. Like, you know, okay, mom, I'm all grown up now with kids. Like, what do I do? And she's like, I don't know. Like, she's just so sad and just so like alone. And I felt all this guilt because I wasn't there. And when my kids grow up, I want them to call me and be like, Mom, this is what's going on. And I don't want to guilt them for not living with me, or guilt them for growing up. I want to be like, yeah, you know, I'm working on my business and I want to show them that, like, you know, there's still a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you have your kids, you raise your kids, and you keep going on with your life. You don't just stop and give up. You know what I mean? And I feel like if my mom would have just done what I'm doing now, she would have saved herself so much depression and heartbreak and disappointment. And I feel like what is going on with her is shortening her lifespan. I mean, she's what, 68? Because she had me in her late 30s. 60 something. But she looks like she's 70, 80, 90 something. She has a really hard time getting around. She has osteoporosis really bad. Like, it's just like when she gave up on herself, her whole body just fell apart. And instead of trying and like, you know, being like, I should start working out, or I should do this, or I should do that, she just gave up, you know? I mean, she went to work every day and came home and like read a book and just felt sorry for herself every day until she retired, which was like 2 weeks ago. So, you know what I mean? Looking at her was like, I never want to be like that, which is so hard for me to say. She's my mom. She's my mom. And she was such an amazing mom, and she still is such an amazing mom. But as an adult, I felt she would still be just as an amazing mom. And she is. If I need her, she's always here. If I need financial help, she's there. If I need a babysitter, she's there. But she makes me feel just so sad. And your mom's supposed to make you feel happy and inspired, you know? Like, she's supposed to give you hope. And my mom doesn't give me hope. She makes me just feel so just, ugh. Like, the burden of her being my mother at this point is just so heavy, you know? Like, every time my dad calls, I'm afraid he's going to say, your mom's dead. You know what I mean? That's what it's come to. And it shouldn't be like that. And I feel like I'm like my mom in so many ways. My children are 100% my life. So I had to take a step back and make sure I had a backup plan so that I didn't turn into my mom. And I'm sure that my mom is not the only person who's experienced this. Like, you know, what's it called? The empty nest syndrome, you know, how she kind of just lost it. I mean, she kept it together. Like I said, she went to work, came home, would read a book, go to bed. Work, home, book, bed. Work, home, book, bed. But I mean, I can only imagine. It's going to be hard for me because my life is nonstop chaos. I'm always surrounded by my kids. I can never imagine what life would be like without them. And because I have 4, I hope one will stick around. Like, I was the one that stuck around. I was the one that was always the closest with my parents. You know, like, my brother and my sister are, like, scientific, mathematical, like, people. They think differently. I'm more social and more, like, you know, heartfelt and more, you know, it's 2 different personalities. Like, my mom could be, like, crying in the kitchen and my sister wouldn't even notice. And I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? You know what I mean? We're just 2 completely different people my brother and my sister are that way, and then there's me. So of course me, I want so badly to move to my dream destination, and if it wasn't for my parents, I would, but I can't, because I can't leave them, because they need me here to take care of them. And they need me here to, well, not just that, but they need to be a part of their grandchildren's lives. My brother and my sister, well, no, my brother does have 2 kids. He lives half the way across the country, and we never see them, ever, ever, ever. And he married this awful girl, and they've basically just decided that we're not good enough to be a part of their family anymore. Which I think is absurd, because in my opinion, if at all anything, they're not good enough to be a part of my family. I mean, if that's where they're gonna go, like, I'm embarrassed to say that they're my family. If you're gonna say that I'm not good enough for you and your family, just because you just so happen to be born into a family that is extremely wealthy, does not mean that you are better than me. It means that you are extremely shallow. Not all people are like that are born wealthy, but she is shallow, and she is just awful. And my brother married her, and he turned into like a twin her, which is awful, because me and my brother used to be so close. But I just thought it would be kind of cool for my channel, especially, to just kind of throw out there like why I do what I do. In the beginning, it was just strictly like inspiration, like, you know, I'm a rape victim, but I survived. I'm a domestic violence victim, I survived. But, you know, like really inspirational quotes and like what I've been through. My first son died, I'm still here. You know, like all these things that I've lived through. But it became so heavy that I just couldn't do it anymore. And then I got to the point where I was like, I can't do it anymore. I quit. And then I got to the point again where I was like down on my knees, like, God, tell me what to do. And he's like, you're gifted. You know, my gift has always been art, photography, anything art, photography, that whole thing, you know, artsy fartsy. I'm the artist in the family. So that's when the whole beauty aspect came in, and the whole beauty aspect came in because I want, and I feel like that's so important too, because as mothers, we feel like we don't matter anymore, and we look in the mirror and we just want to cry because we're like, we've got like puke on us, and we haven't showered in a week, and we're disgusting and depressed, and we feel hopeless. So I just want to, like, you know, also give you hope that way too. Like, you know, once a week, get in front of the mirror and put some makeup on, and if you don't know how to do it, I'll teach you. But basically what I'm saying is I wanted to like kind of combine the two, you know. Beauty is my vice, inside and out. Like, you know, I want the beauty on the inside to shine on the outside, and I believe that wholeheartedly. When I was broken and completely destroyed, I looked, you wouldn't even recognize me. You would have no idea. I was a mess on the outside. A mess on the inside, a mess on the outside. And now that I've healed and everything's all good in here, everything's great out here. So like, in order to transform your physical, if you want to physically look good, you gotta start here. I mean, like, you gotta do all the work, all the really hard, awful, treacherous, disgusting, like, terrifying work in here, which took me a decade. And then the transformation on the outside happens. You know what I mean? But anyway, I really, 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 really hope that I can find the time to continue. And you know what I thought, you know, I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm going to take the kids to school every day. I'm just going to sit down in the living room, sit the camera up, either talk about whatever, play with Asher and talk about whatever. If I can manage to do makeup without him destroying it, do that. And then just throw a video up every day on my channel. You know, I'm trying to find ways to still move forward without having any time. You know what I mean? But if I don't throw myself out there, I get so depressed and I get so like, I get depressed and then I get scared and then I get angry and I get frustrated and then I can't put myself out there at all. And then it takes me like a month just to hit the live button, when normally I'd hit the live all the time, not thinking twice about it, which is what I just went through. But I didn't go through that because of personal issues. I went through that because my kids were really, really sick. But then when it became time for me to hit the live button, I was like, I can't do this, you know? So I feel like if I just start thinking, you know, if somebody comes across me and they don't like me, please leave, because everybody here is my family. I'm going to mess up every day, but I'm going to try to just throw something out there every day. And I feel like that's my only chance at one, like on YouTube, I mean, one, finding people, because like getting yourself out there is so hard. Two, truly connecting with people, like raw, you know, raw footage, so to speak. You know, like, I'm going to have to edit it a little bit to get it up, but not, you know, fancy schmancy, all this crap. I would love to continue to make some fancy tutorials here and there, just because I love doing it so much. I just don't have the time, but I would still love to do that as much as possible. But realistically, my channel will be, I feel, just me being me, and I'm gonna try as hard as I possibly can. My goal was a video a day, but we'll see. And I think once I get over the fear of just throwing myself out there when my hair is standing straight up and my makeup's a mess and the house is a mess, like once I get over that, I feel that that's when, you know, I'll really be able to take off and take you guys with me and share all of me without ever second questioning myself, which is my ultimate goal. You know what I mean? I have no idea what you guys are talking about, or if you're even interested. And see how I was talking to, which one of you? Candace. She was like, you know, your true fans will never leave because, you know, I haven't been able to work for so long. And that's true. And I am so, so thankful, those of you who have stuck by my side, because if it wasn't for you, I think I probably would have quit so many times. But I feel obligated to you, just like I feel obligated to my children. But the thing is like, I worked so, so hard to get to a certain place. And with social media, it's one of those things where once you start, you can't stop. So like, if I start putting YouTube videos up, say once a day or once a week, whatever it is, I can't just stop. Because if I stop, I'm going to drop. And the drop is going to be so hard for me. That's what's happening to me on Instagram. I was doing great, and then I couldn't work, and I just, whew, you know, everything just fell apart, and that was really hard for me to handle because it was out of my control, you know? It's really hard when you know your potential, but have absolutely no means of creating it or getting there or accomplishing it because of your kids. But, you know, that it's just, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Maybe one day I can afford to pay a babysitter for set amount of hours per week so I can get my work done, because people want consistency. They want to know that they can get on YouTube at this time and watch my show. You know what I mean? They want consistency. And right now, one thing I cannot do is be consistent. Like I told you guys, I was going live. And then Malachi needed something. Asher needed something. I had to go to the bathroom. Jade needed batteries. Like, you know, something always goes wrong, you know? So until I've gotten to a point where I can afford to be consistent, it just is what it is. And with the YouTube, like, I have spent a tremendous amount of time and effort growing my platform on Instagram, but YouTube I have not. Like, basically what I do is I take whatever footage I have left over and kind of just throw it out there because I feel like it's a waste not to. But, you know, I never really had a goal or any expectations. But then I see 90 subscribers. I'm like, oh my gosh, 90 people chose to subscribe to a channel with absolutely no consistency. Me messing up all the time, saying I'm going to be there, not showing up, all the imperfections of being a mom, yet they chose to subscribe to my channel anyway. And that meant so much more to me than the follow button on Instagram. For some reason, those 90, it's 91 right now. 91 people have subscribed to my channel. And it just gives me hope that, you know, I can do this because there are truly good people out there who want to support you, even though you're not perfect. They want to support you because, you know, maybe because they relate to you. They want, you know, like, there are still good people in this world that will accept you for you. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to find that. I found 91 of them. So that alone has inspired me to start concentrating a bit more on my YouTube channel. I think it's really important for me to do that. Because, I mean, Instagram, you only get 1 minute for posts, and lives disappear. And I've went through so many live tutorials that I worked my butt off on for gorgeous looks and lost all the footage. You know what I mean? Like, I can't depend on Instagram. You know, like, it's supposed to be, you know, when you're doing this whole influencer thing and beauty thing, your main platform is supposed to be on YouTube, and then you put, you know, some, like, little, you know, previews on your Instagram. But that's not how I did it. I kind of did it backwards. So now I'm going to try to build up my YouTube a little bit because it makes more sense. You know, I want people to be able to click on the YouTube button and see, you know, enough content to understand who I am and what I'm doing and all that stuff. I feel like I'm talking in circles right now, so I should probably stop. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out, Jess. Love you too. This whole wave thing, it's new, but I don't see a wave button, so I'll just wave. But anyway, oh, you're so sweet. Hi. Oh, I'll have to read all the comments. Anyway, I hope that gave you a little bit more insight into who I am and what I'm doing and why I haven't been posting. Baby got surgery, really sick kids. The last 5 months of my life have been sheer hell. But follow me on Instagram, subscribe, subscribe to my YouTube, please. Like, every time I get a new subscriber, I cry. I'm not kidding you. It's so stupid, or it sounds stupid. I just hit 19K on Instagram, and I was a little bit, like, excited to see the number. But then I get one new subscriber and I cry. You know what I mean? Anyway, subscribe to my channel and send me a message so I know where you're at on Instagram. And follow me on Snapchat at beautyismyvice. I kind of, you know, just go crazy on Snapchat because it's so much darn fun. Completely let loose on Snap. Yeah, I did live on YouTube like twice, and it was a little bit scary. But now that I'm more comfortable, I mean, that was like, you gotta know, guys, I've only been doing this for a year now, so I mean, I left the videos up, but I wasn't really happy with any of it. But I did it. You don't do Snap? Oh, I wish you did. It's so much fun. I share my Snaps every so often, though, on my channel and then on my private account. So you see some of them. Alright, guys. I wanted to do makeup, but I already kind of have a... This is my, like... This is my on-the-go, everyday, in a really hurry phase. Like, 3-minute phase. Normally I go a little bit more in depth. This is like nothing. It's lashes and lip, eyebrows. That's it. But I wanted to do, you know, like a quick makeup, but didn't have time because I had to leave with, you know, couldn't do it today. Maybe tomorrow. But my son is having a slumber party next weekend, and my house is a disaster. Like, having sick kids for 5 months, approximately, and being so sleep deprived, do you think I had time to do laundry and scrub floors? And, I mean, there are still some rooms that have there's 2 hallways that still have Christmas lights in them, and Evan and Jade's bedroom still has their little tree. 1. 2, my entire studio is filled with laundry. 3, my bedroom, half of it is nothing but baskets. There's like a pathway. Like the rest of, all the kids' rooms and stuff are still clean, but my studio, like my only spaces in our home, my studio and my bedroom are nothing but piles of laundry, and just the thought of tackling it makes me want to die. And I'm like, Evan, please, I don't want to have to get all this done in like 2 weeks. Please, I'll take you anywhere. We can invite the whole class. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Like, I'll take you out of town. We'll even rent a freaking bus. What do you want to do? I just don't want to clean the house. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't have time, and I don't have the energy. And he's like, sleepover. Video game sleepover party. And I was like literally offering him the whole world. I would have done anything just to get out of having my entire house spotless before next weekend. So you're going to be seeing very little of me this week. Like, you probably won't see me at all until after the party. And then I'll have to sleep for a whole week straight. So you'll see me in 2 weeks. But I've never, as a mom, never gotten so behind. But then again, I've never had 4 kids before, all so sick. You know what I mean? Life is evolving and ever-changing, and you can only do the best. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. But I've never been so ashamed and embarrassed of my house. The downstairs is fine. It's just my studio and my bedroom. And that's another thing that's been killing me. I want to work in my studio. I don't want to work in this crappy bathroom. We've got this really nice bathroom downstairs, but I don't work in it because it's downstairs and my kids are always in it. So I work in the really crappy, it's not really crappy, it's just small. I work up here because I'm not bothered, but I want to work in my studio. So I can, like, I made a studio so I could look like I was professional, you know, like, That's what it's there for. I am so sick of dragging lights in and out of the bathroom. And that's the thing, you know, mom in a hurry, studio. It's set up, ready to go. You walk in, you sit your camera down, turn it on, and there you go. You're ready to work. But if your studio is covered with laundry, you gotta move all, like the prep time of me working is a half an hour because I gotta move all the lights, I gotta turn them all on, I gotta move all the makeup. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't keep moving forward like this. So long term, me doing this cleaning is a good thing. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I hate cleaning. I have been cleaning for so, like, you know, I was that perfect housekeeping, the perfect stay-at-home, like, Betty Crocker mom for 13 years, and now I'm just like, I'm so over it. Okay, it's messy over there. I don't care. We can't find all the pieces to the toy set. I don't care. I used to be the mom that, like, freaked out. Like, if there was a piece of a toy set missing, I would look for it 24/7, if that's how long it took for me to find all the pieces. And then I would wash each of them, sterilize each of them, and then organize them perfectly. Like, that's the mom I was. And now I'm like, I don't even care. Like, yeah, he can pick it up off the dirt. I don't even care. Just let him eat the cookie, you know? I still care, but I've let go a little bit because you have to, because I have 4 and I can't live like that. But it's gotten to the point now where I'm like, well, I've done nothing but clean my whole life and make everything perfect, and now, like, I have gotten so bad. Like, I'm the worst. I've turned into I've went from the best housekeeper in the world to the worst housekeeper in the world. Because I'm like, why bother hanging it up? Because in 2 seconds I'm gonna have to take it down. You know what I mean? Like, there's just not enough time in a day. At this point, I'm just kind of like, so I'm gonna let you go before I get ahead of myself and make myself look like an idiot. So, yawning. Little heads up, Harley and I have, it's so funny because I was chosen to do a campaign or an ad, a sponsor, whatever you want to call it, or I was sent a PR package for men asking me to have my fiance, husband, whoever it is in your life, use these products. So, and we're running out of time, so Harley and I are gonna have to sit down and film together, which I thought would be cool because I always have people on my account asking, I want to see him, we want to see him, we want to see your fiance, when do we get to see your fiance, your fiance, your fiance, you know, so it'll finally give me, like, because I don't really have a reason to put him out there, so now I'll have, like, a real reason to put him out there. But it's frustrating because I get these PR packages, some of them are great, some of them aren't, like that, that face cream, I love it. It's a $105 face cream. I can't afford to buy it for myself, but I absolutely love it. Like, if I did have the money to buy it, I would. I do recommend it. I'm not being paid to say that. It's my honest opinion. I love that face cream. I can't afford that. But okay, so out of all the PR packages I've been sent thus far, this men's luxury, I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's over $1,000 of men's skincare products. So I worked my ass off, and the biggest PR package I received is not for me. It's for Harley. Seriously? I mean, it feels good though because he's been so supportive. I wouldn't or couldn't do any of this without him. So it's really kind of great to be able to be like, here's all this awesome stuff because I love you, but still a little frustrating. 17 seconds, so I'm gonna end this. I've been blabbing for an hour. I'm gonna read all your comments and plop this on YouTube. Subscribe. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.